Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Astroneer with your friend Kuros Paladin. And don't worry, my little guy isn't in jail or looking in. I'm just having fun clipping through the geometry of that. But I was also doing it because the idea for this rail line that I want to put here is that I want it to be perpendicular to a line that is uh, between here, the center of this landing pad, and uh, the gateway chamber that's over there in the distance. So effectively, I want it to be right about here. Um, and what I'm going to do is uh, put a rail post right here. And then that way it's basically spiking exactly where the rail will be and its orientation. It's set, it's set, it's set. So what I could do to make things a little bit easier is get my little guy pointing the right way. So he is more or less pointing or looking at the gateway chamber. Um, so his feet, that line going left to right, that's more or less where I want it to be, the rail line. So if I go over, it looks like, yeah, this is good. I'm not going to try to be exact. If I'm exact, I'll be here for hours on this, and I really don't want to do that. So, all right, we have our alignment mod, and it is turned on at the moment. So what that means is it will go straight down from here, and that's what I want to do. I want to go down, and I want to go down, if I remember, about 2. Although this is a little low, so this might be, I may actually want to go up a little bit, because this is a little bit low as you go that way and that way. It's kind of like I'm in a little bit of a, yeah. This might actually be too high. I don't know. Let's find out. We're going to put a flat surface here now. So what this does, sorry I sneezed, so I hit the silence mute button there. What this does, the alignment mod, is it gives me, when you set it to that, it creates a flat surface perpendicular to the force of gravity at the point where you put it. Now, if I were to continue out with one continuous flattening of this, it will bowl up just like anything else. So the way you get the ability to follow the curvature of the planet is you just do this in little bits. So you, like right here, boom, and then you do a little bit here, and you just go out in little bits. And that's how you follow the curvature of the planet. And that does take a long time, but that's the easiest way to do it. All right. Anyhow, so we got this. Let's go ahead. We're going to put down, it would really help if I had those in there. So we're going to put down a rail post, and I just want to make certain I got to move that because it's in the way. It's photobombing me. There we go. So where is the gateway chamber? It's over there. You can just barely make it out over there. Okay. So this, did I not get that at all right? So let's cheat again here and look. Okay, I gotta rotate it just a little bit. Okay, just rotate it a little bit. So like this, perhaps? Again, I don't need to be perfect. I just want to be fairly close. So pick it up, over a little. That looks good. Yeah, that looks good. I'm happy with it. Again, I'm not trying to be exact. So yeah, that's good. But that is higher than I anticipated. Um, so I want the top of the rail to be even with the ground. So we're going to have to go down quite a bit. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's try this. And hopefully it won't turn on me. It will just, yep. And no, I need to go down still just a little bit more. So let's do this. And this is why you don't want to watch me build a rail line, because I will spend this much time working on a rail line, working on the railroad. That is good because I want it to be slightly above this, because it looks like this is in a bit of a depression in the terrain. So if I come back into here, yep, I'm still good there. Yep. Actually, I may want to... Nope. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. Okay. So this is going to be the main line. And the reason I started with that, I am going to go down just a little bit more. The reason I started with this is it will dictate now where the station goes. So, whoops. Okay. So, just verifying. Actually, I feel like it really should go... this way a little bit, which means now it's going to have to turn a little bit. Oh, I turned it a little bit too much, though. See, I'm telling you, I will spend, 40 minutes getting this just right if I have to. So, boring to watch. All right. So now that I have that in place, the next part is getting the ends of this particular rail segment, the main line, in, because then I'm going to have junctions on either end of it. Now, I could just put junctions down directly and be done with it. Junctions, you do get quite a distance out of them, as it were. But here's another one of these things where it just takes a really long time. I am, for the purposes of this, going to do this the long way, but the sure way, to more or less follow the curvature of the planet. And all that debris is got to move, or at least a good chunk of it. Just, I don't care. Just move it out of the way. Out of the way. Oh, I can't touch. I can't. Well, I can touch it. I can't move it. So. Up. Okay. Alright. Definitely going to need some dynamite over here at some point. So yeah, if you just kind of keep doing this, so long as you make certain you're on that level part. Oh, you know what? I lied. I screwed up. I forgot to turn this on, so I got to start over. So... yeah, it was actually going down. So... So as long as you follow, and there will be a couple of imperfections because it does have to follow the curvature of the planet. So, because the planets are so small that that curvature shows up really soon. So, all right. So the next question that I have to ask myself is, how far do I want the junctions? Please tell me I brought junctions. I didn't. Darn it. I didn't bring junctions. So I will have to go all the way back to the other base just to grab the junctions. Because you can get quite the distance on either side. And I don't know if I want to do that much. But the idea is, as I said before, the main line through traffic goes behind the station, while the local traffic that's stopping at the station obviously goes to the station. So, oh shoot. This is making me think of over in the Astroneer Discord chat, I was talking about how to use the alignment mod, and one of the moderators told me I was wrong. Not one of the system era devs, just a moderator who kind of has an attitude. He or she, I don't know for certain, is a little condescending to people, and said, "No, that isn't how it works." And I was really annoyed, so I ended up proving that I was right, and that it does matter how the angle of the camera does matter. Because see how it is flat there? But now if I'm still there, but I put the camera here, now it does that. And they're saying, no, the angle of the camera doesn't have any impact on it. It's like, I don't know how that person is still a moderator, because same one also called me out once on, I asked about where can I find this one research, specifically this one, because on the Astropedia wiki there is this one listed, but I wasn't finding it. So I put a photo of it or a screenshot of it in Discord and asked, where can I find this? And the first thing that person responded with was, well, what are you looking for it? Why do you need it? It's like, that has nothing to do with it. I just was asking where I can find it. It doesn't matter why I need it. And there's still a moderator on over there. And I just, anyhow. So, okay. Enough about that. I guess I have to go back because I was an idiot, and, well, am an idiot, I should say. I'm not going to take the whole train. And I got to go get those junctions that I left. I'm just making certain. Yeah, they are back there. Okay. I doubt myself a lot now, so. There's a curious item somewhere around there that I keep hearing. It's probably buried. What is the galastropod? Usagi, I think it is, that will help you find things. So once I get to the galastropods, I can have Usagi help me find it. So, yeah, you can see it's taken me 15 minutes. 15 minutes to put one rail post in. Now, that first one always takes a lot of effort because it is your key. So I'm very picky. That is very crucial, so I'm very picky about it. And then the other ones will be a lot easier after that, so. Alright, so where did those junctions, where did I drop them off at? They're on the shuttle because I brought them back from Glazio, didn't I? Yep. Rail junctions, there we are. Okay. You know what, while I'm here, let me just grab the other set. There we go. Alright. Yep, okay. Alright. Ah, sorry I'm quiet. I'm also a little tired, so. But this game, it. I could be falling asleep, yet I will still be playing this game. We're gonna need you pretty soon, so let's put you here. Okay. Ah, it is so nice to hop into a vehicle and it's just like, bam, you're in the vehicle. Unlike those saves where you get 40 meg or so large, you hop in the vehicle and there's like a 2-second lag as it saves the entire thing. All right. Okay. So, let's go ahead. We're going to put those up there. Okay. So let's see. I think I'm definitely... Oh yeah, I still have white. So I can go quite some more distance. Make certain I'm doing this the right direction. And this is only for the part that's going to be at grade. The rest of the rails will not be, you know, the ones that are above elevated, I will not be as meticulous with this. I'll still try to make them with very little change in their elevation, but it's not going to be as kind of precise as this is. And even this is going to be a little wrong too. I can never get it perfect. Okay. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, there. I have red. So all I want to do for right now is just get the distance. So right there. Okay. And actually got that pretty darn good. Except I need to do that. There we go. So since I'm doing this, I said all I need is the distance. What the... Oh, well, hang on. Let's not suffocate. Can take care of that with this. Just have this nearby. There we go. All right. There we go. So, as I said, I am very, very picky. I won't get it perfect, but I'm going to get it as... I feel like a tap. How does that look? Yeah, it looks good. Okay. So now, let's go to the other end. And did I not have that on? Oh my gosh, did I screw that up again? I bet you I did. Turn that on. So I'll bet you I screwed this up. Yeah, the terrain is definitely changing. So I screwed that up. Alright, let's get a nice flat spot underneath there. It does look a little lopsided, doesn't it? Yep. Alright, now I can turn it off. Alright, let's reseat this. And it helps to do that ahead of time because the camera will move on me when I pick it up unless you do that first. So I feel like it's ever so slightly off to the right. Just ever so slightly off to the right there. There, okay. All right. Now let's head back over here. Where... Ow. Again, who needs knees? All right. Turn that back on. And then more or less this way. So you can see why I spend hours playing this game. You know, I love every aspect of this game, but when it comes to my rails, I want them to be not quite meticulous, but pretty darn close to being right on. So, all right, unfortunately, that shelter is in the way, but I can I can probably force it to fall over. Or is it stuck there? And of course it went that way. Great. Well, I don't really care about that part, so there we go. Okay. There. It's still in the way. So there we go. That should be good. Yeah, and then, well, I don't care. I can see over that. Okay. All right, so let's get another one of these down. So it's curving ever so slightly. There is actually on, I forgot where it is. There is a mod that you can install that does this for you, like exactly what I'm trying to do. It will put things on the same elevation and align them with each other. And I'll admit I tried it, it was too confusing and I gave up on it. And I didn't like the fact that it had disclaimers left and right. This may corrupt your save, this may corrupt your save. And it's like, it's not worth it. So I just do it this way. All right. So there is the main line that is going to be the basis for the station. So the station will be more or less right here. I feel like I still screwed that up. It's not centered, but I don't care anymore. I really don't care. I don't know why I moved it. I did move it slightly this way, and I don't know why, because it was centered perfectly, but now it isn't. But at least it is perpendicular to the gateway chamber. So, all right. All right, so the station, which is going to go here, the reason for all of this meticulous putting the main line down first is I also want to make certain the rail line that goes to the station, the siding, is obviously perpendicular to this. And that can be a lot of work as well. So here's what has to happen with that. A similar thing. We had to take out, oops. Actually, let me turn that off temporarily. So there'll be rail posts, oh, I don't know, right about here, I think. So about there. Get some O2. Yeah, about here. Because the station, I mean, I could put these with blue, but I don't. What blue means you can fit a full 6-car train between the mileposts with no issues. That's my understanding. Yeah, white means you won't get 6, and red, of course, means too far. So what I wanted to do here is I can cheat by doing that. That makes certain it's more or less parallel with that one. And then so long as I don't hit any weird terrain along the way, it should remain parallel to that one. But now what I have to do is find a spot where this doesn't have a kink in it like that. So I just had to keep going this way. And this can be, what's the word I'm looking for? Can take a while. So what I'm really trying to avoid is just a kink where it turns this way and then arcs back and then snakes. That's what I'm trying to avoid, is a snake. So it's a little bit wider, but the good thing is the train station will come back to about here. I hate getting rid of this rock, but unfortunately I have to. So these rocks will probably end up going too. So, all right. So now the train station itself, for some reason, the train stations are not the same height as the rail posts. I don't know why. But, oops. Oh my goodness, my fingers were all over the place there. This episode's going to go a little longer than 30 minutes. Okay. So I can get a flat surface, but this is going to be too far down. But it will be flat, so that'll be a start. Okay, so let's grab the rail station, which I left up on the platform. There it is. And then turn it around. And then System Era, if you are watching, please, 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 please give us the ability to lock rail posts and lock rail stations in place, please, please. I'll give you $1, but anyhow. All right, so it is going to try to connect immediately. I don't care, but you'll see it's too low. So what I have to do is I have to raise that up so it is even with that. And I don't know how many blocks or whatever you want to call them that is. It looks like it's about 2. So here's what I'm going to try is if I do this right there. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I want to take it down just a touch. And then we want to be... I actually got that pretty darn close. Right about here? Just give me flat land all the way around here. Because this is what it is going to rest on. So make certain it is nice and flat all the way around. Because rail stations are not supposed to be lopsided or crooked. Alright, so let's go ahead and pick it up. There we go. Set it down. And it still has to go up a touch. That is a very scientific term, by the way, touch. It's a unit of measurement that is very specific. So a touch is just a little bit more. A touch is 2 tads. So let's just put this over here for the time being. All right. So let's see if this is good enough. And yeah, I know I'm over 30 minutes, but we're going to end the episode with at least getting the station in place here. So all right. Should be nice and level. So it doesn't have to be perfect right now. I just want to make certain about elevation. Hey, that looks damn good. Damn, that looks good. Okay. So now here comes the part that is going to be picky and all that other stuff, aligning it. So also an option to get rid of the tooltips would be nice. Once you've played the game enough, you don't really need the tooltips. I like it. I like it. It looks good. Yeah, it looks good. All right. Superb. Yep. So just an like on the museum platforms in Megatech, you can lock them in place. Please give us the same option here. Lock rail posts and lock rail stations. I can't tell you how many times I've accidentally picked up a rail post or a rail station that I just spent this much time trying to get into place. Or a junction. Junctions as well. Allow us, please, to do that. You know, you did it with the museums. You used V as in Victor to do that. Just please give us the same thing, please. All right, anyhow. Let's go ahead and get another rail post in place underneath these rocks. Okay, turn that back on. And I don't know if I'm going to get the exact same distance on each side like I have there. Because I don't even know how to measure that distance. I really don't. So we have rail posts. Yep. So hopefully... that just clears stuff out for me for the moment. And it looks fairly good. It does need to be straightened, but... Alright, so here's probably the most critical, trying to get this one to align with the other one. So... and it's all eyeballing it. Oop. Do Astroneers have eyes? What do they look like in those suits? It's implied they're human and from Earth, but then it's also implied that they're, you know, basically just pudding inside the suits, which begs the question, what do they need the suit for? But, anyhow, philosophize, philosophical debate about Astroneers, the existence of Astroneers. I want to get it a little closer because I feel like the other one is a little closer, and that is definitely kinked. So let's take care of that. Look at it from this angle. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. Okay. So, took a while, but I got the station in place. It is a little lower than I had hoped, but because I am looking around at the surrounding terrain, and but that's okay. I can gradually go up, and ironically, Real World Disney World, you don't notice, but you do. Slowly go uphill as you go from, I mean, obviously you go uphill from water, but Magic Kingdom is actually on the second story. You're on top of the first floor, which is the utilidors underneath. And you don't notice how you gradually go uphill. So actually, without even thinking about it, I kind of recreated that. So, but anyhow. Oh, and my favorite piece of music in the game is playing. All right, so then the next step is actually getting this, what I call at grade. And that's also a lot of time and effort, and I will need a soil canister for that because I'm going to just have to have a lot of soil nearby because I have to fill in all these trenches now and hide all of it. The The other thing, and I don't have everything for it yet, would be I may make these switches smart, meaning I put the logic in them so that they automatically set themselves. No, I don't have to. I don't have to do that. Never mind. But I might. If I do that, I'll come back and do it in the future. How's that? But there we go. We have our train station in place. And next, the road. The road will be fairly straightforward. And then we're going to move on to having effectively, the tap tiles where you tap your phone or your Magic Band or your card or your Apple Watch, whatever it is, to get into the Magic Kingdom. I'm not going to recreate those, I don't think. And then once you're past, I'm going to ignore security. We're not going to include security in all of this, but hats off to Disney for the great security they have. But I'm not going to include that. And then right about here, like I said, is going to be the berm that goes up to the train station. And that's where, up about this high, like I said, 3-4 Astroneers high, is where the logistics depot will be to mimic the Main Street station. So, all right. Been going for close to 40 minutes, 45 minutes maybe even. So, took a little long, but that is how detailed I get in this game. Now, that's just for the stuff that's going to be grade. Like I said, the elevated rail, nowhere near as much time will be spent doing that. It will still take me, I still spend about 1 to 1.5 minutes per rail post because, I want to make certain it's on flat surface. It is almost as close to the same elevation as its neighbors, so that it feels like a real railroad. It isn't up and down and left and right. It's not a roller coaster. It's a railroad. And certainly, if I wanted to build a roller coaster, I would, and that would be a fun thing. In fact, I may have mentioned it before. I really want to recreate Spaceship Earth at Epcot. I don't know. That is extremely ambitious, but you could do that using these rail segments and then the Omni Mover system within Spaceship Earth. But then I don't know how you would do the scenery and all that other stuff. I'd have to have a whole bunch of players come into the game and stand in place to act like the animatronics. So, but do you want to be an animatronic? So, anyhow, all right. So, I hope you enjoyed watching this and the ideas and how I do things. You'll see in the next episode how I fill this all in. I cover it and make it look as if though the rail is right there as part of the surface. That it is, you wouldn't even trip over it as you're walking. The only thing that you would see is the top of the rails and these little bits right here that poke up above the rail, of course. So that's the only things that you would see. So you won't see the surface or whatever of this platform. But you'll still be able to attach something here. You will not see the junctions. You'll see the little gate. That's, you'll see this because, of course, it is above. You'll see the bumpers, of course. If there are bumpers, there will always be bumpers at a junction. But you'll see the bumpers. You'll see these little things poking up. You'll see the gate. But it'll look a lot cleaner. And then once I color it, paint it, it will look even more amazing, I think. So, all right. So I have to get back to where there's some O2. So I hope you enjoyed this. It is going to be a lot of fun building this part. So that's where we're going to leave it because we've been going long, or I've been going long. So, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages, I will see all of you in the next episode of Astroneer. Take care and bye!